Hello, I'm Erica. I'm the founder of The Life Project. We're a social enterprise that focuses on putting inspiration back into education. I wanted to welcome you personally to The Soul of Education. The Soul of Education is a campaign, a community, and an opportunity for people who believe passionately in putting meaning and purpose back into education to get together, to learn new skills, and to share best practice. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what is soul when we talk about soul in education. I'm also going to explore why would it be absent, and then what can we do to put it back in. So what is soul in education? I actually came across the term the soul of education through a wonderful book by a woman called Rachel Kessler. She had spent 15 years developing a curriculum with young people that explored putting meaning and purpose back into education. I found it tremendously inspiring. She had spent a lot of time with the young people who devised their own curriculum by what they called the mystery questions. And what she found out was that there are sort of 7 key areas of life that young people feel passionately about, including having a sense of purpose in life, exploring the transcendent, and being of service. Soul in education is also about giving young people direction, depth, and motivation. Direction by helping them to understand who they are, how they function, and what they're here for. Depth by exploring things not just on a factual level, but on the ways in which they impact socially, emotionally, and practically on the world in which they live. And motivation, because once you understand what you're here for and what you can do, you're a lot more motivated to engage with the learning to get you to where you want to be. Let's talk about why soul would be absent from education. For me, there's 3 main issues. The first barrier is about size and scale. The second, around control. And the third, the fear of change. So let's take size and scale. Now, it's all very well having a soulful, cheerful and free environment if you've only got 60 or 70 pupils, but the majority of secondary schools in the UK are looking at a population of anything from 800 to 2,500 pupils. When you've got a scale of that size, it's not surprising that soul comes secondary. The second barrier is all around control. Again, when you're looking at that number of people, managing them, getting them safely through the day becomes a lot more of an anxious-making experience. So it's not surprising, again, that control and uniformity form a key part of the educational environment. Neither of these words would be particularly associated with a soulful, meaningful, joyful experience of education. And the third challenge is fear of change. We're afraid to do things differently. Schools can't just stop and reevaluate their whole purpose, identity, ways of working for a couple of years and then restart again. There's got to be some continuity there. And so fear and anxiety come in because we're afraid that if we do something different, we'll disrupt the system, give our children a disadvantage in some way, and perhaps threaten the whole structure around which education is formed. What can we do to put soul into education, and not just alternative education, but the mainstream educational environment? The first thing is to really identify the difference between getting a job and getting a life. Education is not just about qualifications, skills and training. It's about really uncovering who you are, how you operate and what you have to contribute in the world. There have been some inroads in this area, PSHE and citizenship, etc., but they're still really squeezed into the time available at school instead of prioritised as having value in their own right. If we really want to enable young people to make a positive contribution in the future, we've got to give them the skills to be able to do that. A way in which we can equip them with these skills is to teach in a project-led or design-led approach. This means having a context around particular projects and agendas that you set and following that throughout the term. So instead of having a visit to the zoo and remarking on how nice the animals are, you might instead explore what are zoos for or how to create an audio tour for that zoo, or a publicity campaign for it. Or you might even have a campaign requiring people to opt out of going to zoos. It doesn't matter really. It's just about taking a stimulus and using and really working with that stimulus with the young people to get them to think creatively, design their own projects, meet deadlines, do research, and really have an informed perspective of start to finish around what they're learning. And the third aspect, can you find a way for young people to explore and find out for themselves? Can you show them rather than tell them? There are so many ways in which young people can get actively involved in promoting and enabling social change in their environments, and in giving them the tools to feel empowered to do so can be really simple. Check out Design for Change, an initiative, a competition that asks young people to design a solution to a problem that they're facing. There's some wonderful work there, designed by Kiran Sethi at the Riverside School in Ahmedabad. For more information about our conferences, events, and workshops around the soul of education, and to see videos with our interviews with some of the most inspirational educational experts from around the world, please visit our website www.thelifeproject.co.uk/conferences. Thanks for listening.